Welcome to this episode of the My Mac podcast, and today I'm with the digital arts student, Miles. So being a first year in the digital arts program, what is some of the things that you do?
I do a lot of video editing. We do a lot of video composition, photo composition. You go to Lightroom and you go to change the photo. It looks great, you know. Yeah, I love that. It's fun. It's going great.
Is that one of the main things you joined the program for?
I thought about the video editing, but the photo editing stuff I'm really good at apparently now. I'm like it's pretty sweet. The thing about the Mac is that it single-handedly saved my grade because I was previously I am on the spectrum. I've been finding it really hard to do classes because I'm not interested in them. Now I'm from basically an F student to an A student. It's great. I like it. It saved me. I had my IEP recently, and it saved me pretty much.
So you have other reasons for why you joined aside from...
You shouldn't be afraid to make new things, and you remember that you have to make things that people also see. So it has to be within guidelines.
Yeah.
But
do a lot of promoting and stuff. So
you do a lot of promotion. Yes, you do a lot of promotion. Specifically with this class. I think that especially applies with second years because you guys work with clients, if I'm not mistaken, right?
We work with real clients, and we have to follow like what they want with their project, what they request of us to do, while also being creative of our own and creating what it is they want. And with it being more of a client, it's going to be a little more strict, and you got more guidelines to actually follow compared to the learning part of it where it's not as tough. But still, with the promotion of all the other programs, you want to follow what the instructor thinks looks good to their eyes and would really sell it out to students. So it's thinking of the visual appeal to what a 10th grader or 9th grader may think looks cool, and then what the instructor thinks is appropriate for their program.
Yeah. This program teaches you as a first year how to handle with clients and how to care for the need. Of course, you're learning like the basic stuff. Like you're learning Photoshop. Well, first you learn how to take photos. Second, you have to learn how to edit those photos via Photoshop.
Stepping stones and kind of learning it in a process or a pattern to help kind of get you up there. And then once you get enough of those skills, you really take it to the next level the more you continue with the program. And it's really the same with all the other programs. You learn the stuff, and then as you get better with it, you may try something new or more difficult to get as much as you can out of it. And, of course, the projects are different depending on if you're first year, second year, or other things.
Being a second year, how much more stress is put on you to get work done?
It definitely is a lot more stressful because you got a lot more assignments on you, and it's not as big of a team. I know the first years you have a lot more students, and you can work together on stuff, but you also got your individual projects. But with the second years, it's a lot different, and there's only 2 of us in AM and 3 of us in PM. And with us being in different sessions, it's a lot harder to communicate.
What advice would you give to anybody that's joining the MAC?
I would say for those who are coming into it as like a 10th grader or 9th grader that has looked into it, I would say definitely give it a chance, give it a try, especially if you find a field you're really interested in, because you can have a lot of fun while still learning a ton of the material that you need if you really wanted to take a career in this. And as for first years coming into second years, it really does test your skills. Not only do you learn the material, but then do you really get to put it into action, into more like bigger assignments, more career-like and professional deal to where you can really put those skills and test yourself for if you wanted to do a career in digital arts. There's a ton you can do with this field, and I say it would definitely be worth a try.
Yeah. It sets you up for freelance work.
Oh, yeah. There's so much you can do with it. And depending on how you want to take it, you learn a little bit of everything. You really, if you wanted to, you could just go further into the career of your choice and learn more on that. But here, it gives you kind of a wide range and more diverse idea of all the different things you can do with digital arts and media, that if you wanted to maybe find something that's good for you, expand on that, and then get a career in said field.
Yeah.
What advice would you give?
I would just say that it's a really good sort of workforce that you're getting into, because there's so much stuff that you can, like the technology is booming. You have all of this creativity at your fingertips. Why not help people get photos that they want?
Right.
And media.
With how advanced our stuff is getting, you can really use anything and just create something. And you could get started easily with even just your phone and be able to create something simple and work your way up. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me to this podcast.
And thank you for tuning in to this episode of the My Mac Podcast.